something which is very current, and that is a discussion in the church on key issues of sexuality and gender. Now, I referred at the beginning of this interview to Pope Francis and the hopes that were invested in him to show leadership. I would put it to you that on some of these key issues, for example, the Church's attitude to homosexuality, to, for example, the possibility of giving blessing to gay marriages in church, the attitude to the LGBTQ community generally, Pope Francis has sent a confusing, not a clear message.
No, but lately, it's about a week or so ago, he came out with a small document, just saying clearly what his position on all of these are. That LGBT people can be blessed, they can be admitted to church, they can, and all of that. They can even become godparents of children and people who have been baptized and all of that. So he himself has signaled a new pathway, stuff that used to be left in nebulous and undecided and all. But he's now come out clearly with this.
So you see him as now following a policy which I guess many people regard as, within the Catholic perspective, liberal. Doesn't that put you personally in a very difficult position, because your own position, for example, on homosexuality is, it seems, quite clear. I've looked at your record, and over many years you have been a consistent conservative on these
so
issues.
Those are the expressions again, conservative, progressive. It's my thing has been this. If you and I refer to an interesting episode, a situation I got into. Responding to an invitation to go speak in Slovenia at one point, and then the bishops were wondering whether to allow it because there was a lot of media agitation. It's simply, my position has simply been this, that LGBT gay people may not be criminalized because they've committed no crime, but neither should this position also become something to be imposed on cultures which are not yet ready to accept stuff like that.
Well, this is where it gets interesting, because you're Ghanaian. Let's just get to the root of this straight away. You are Ghanaian. This summer, the Ghanaian Parliament passed it's called the Appropriate Sexual Rights and Family Values Act, which set up a tougher regime for gay people. It clearly criminalizes homosexuality in Ghana, up to 10 years in prison for LGBTQ advocates, up to 5 years in prison for identifying as gay or engaging in gay sex, even criminalization of public shows of affection between same-sex people. Now, the Ghanaian Catholic Bishops' Conference said that Western countries must stop incessant attempts to impose unacceptable foreign cultural values on us. Are you backing that statement and therefore defending the criminalization of homosexuality?
No, what I just said is just, so my position is, in that sense, contrary to what is just being passed. My thing is that, to criminalize anybody, you need to be able to identify the crime. Okay, so my position has always been LGBT cases are not to be criminalized, but neither, and this I think is basically what caused all of this in Ghana. Because traditionally, the Ghanaian culture has known of people with some such tendencies. And I say this because there is an expression in the local Akan language, that of mine, of men who act like women and women who act like men. There is an expression for it. It means that this phenomenon was known in the culture, in the community and all of that. But nobody went on to make any policy out of that. Now, I think what caused all of these was attempts to link some foreign donations and grants to certain positions which needed to be imposed in the name of freedom, in the name of respect for rights and stuff like that. I think that's what led to this thing going to Parliament and the position being valid. But otherwise, for me...
But the point, I guess, is that there seems to be a real difficulty among senior Catholics in Africa to speak out against this criminalization of homosexuality. And we can look at Ghana. We can also look at Uganda, where they've gone even further, and where the new laws in Ghana actually actually carry the death penalty for what they call, quote, rated homosexuality. And what we also see is that in Uganda, the official leadership of the Catholic Church has stayed silent, has not condemned what the Ugandan parliament has approved of.
Because I think what the move should be will be a lot of education about certainly, cultural attitudes in some of these regards are very, deeply rooted and all of that. And we need a lot of education to get people to make a distinction between what is crime and what is not crime. What's a personal habit or not a personal habit. So something that traditionally may be referred to as a taboo and all of that.
Well, it takes time. According to the Ghanaian Catholic Bishops' Conference, it is despicable lifestyles, practices, and behaviours. Is it time? And you are one of the senior voices of Catholicism in Africa. Is it time to move away from that kind of language?
It is time. What I'm saying, it's time to begin education to help people understand what this phenomenon is. If culturally we had expressions and terms for this type of, it just means that it's not completely alien to the Ghanaian society. Not being completely alien to the Ghanaian society, now that is coming out this form, what has to be the response? I think this drastic form that is taken in Ghana and probably was still in Uganda, it's been the perception that the West was imposing this connectedly, linking it with some donations and grants and all of that. It's kind of politicized that in such a way that the reaction to it has also been equally political in character. But I think we could, all of this, from my point of view, and this is what I think I speak about with a couple of other bishops, is to be able to understand more deeply this phenomenon.
Let's move on, and let us now focus on the damaging fallout from of sexual abuse.